All right, guys, we're gonna be talking about the euro dollar today. For the people that are new and on this channel, just know that the anything that has to do with purple, they're pretty much relative to the monthly zones, monthly trend lines. Anything that has to do with red, they're related to my weekly zones. We're still pretty much flirting around the monthly support area, and it did get a good bounce off this monthly trend line. We'll be able to see it on the lower time frames. There's really nothing to look at on the weekly. Yeah, it did bounce off daily supply, and we'll talk about those yellow zones. But that's the red zones are considered my weekly resistance, weekly support. It did get a good bounce out of the weekly resistance area. Now we're breaking it down to a daily time zone. Now the yellow zones are pretty much considered my daily supplies and my daily demands on the bottom. So considering that we were pretty much in monthly area of support, we created daily demand as well. Um, and last week we were talking about how this could possibly be short-lived if the dollar didn't continue going down, and then pretty much the dollar just kept on giving you pretty much signals that it was actually just kept on bouncing down. Um, I did get um, I did get stopped out on this one. Uh, but that was my second trade. We were writing it from the 107, I believe it was a 107.80 or somewhere right around here. I took it on the lower time frame. They're going to go to show you on my major area of interest from all the way down here was a 107.50, and we were talking about if since we didn't break the 107.50, we got in right around the 107.80 right around here. I ended up taking it. I didn't take this whole entire ride though. I believe where I got out was the 825, I believe was right around the 870 area. This is where we were getting a lot of stumble, and I just didn't want to risk anything, so I got out from right here. After that, I didn't take anything from right here. I did engage on a short, and that's why you see this line right here. Was my four area. I think we were talking about this yesterday. It could very well hit the 110. Um, so now that we hit the big 110, that was even though that was considered my 4 hour last week. If you go to my last week video, there I had jotted the entire. Let me go to actually bring this down. This was actually somewhat of I think I had like maybe one zone here. But that was a supply right there on the 4 hour. Since we took it out, that wick took out that 4 hour supply. This is why you see me only highlighting this area right now, because now that's pretty much the next area of supply that I'm considering. The reason why you see this line is because that's where I engaged on the short. I left it over the weekend. Um, and pretty much where I'm trying to see if I could write this down to is where the next level of demand where we created right around here, those 109.50, 109.55 is pretty much where I'm shooting for this target. Um, so just kind of be aware where what we're facing, and once again, all this is relative to the dollar. If the dollar if the dollar looks like it is going to break that 104.50 and maybe even break that one I'm sorry, the 12.450. 12.450 is where we have demand. If it breaks up, then most likely we are going to keep on breaking down. If we break that 425, then most likely these areas are not going to get respected. So your next level of interest should be your 111 right here. That are pretty much unfilled orders, single wicks right there. And then obviously your next area of interest should be your next 4 hour supply zone. By the way, those are my 4 hour supply zones. So from here on out, as long as the dollar just keeps on showing bearish movements and they just keep on breaking demand zones, uh, all I'm looking for on this euro dollar is just pretty much just taking this towards the upside. So that's pretty much it for the euro dollar, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video.